Alright, I'm sitting in the dark here because I want to start fresh. Whenever you're operating items that are in the back patient compartment, obviously you're going to want light. So in another video you will have seen where I covered the front cab console and the chassis and the operation of those items. So with those things already being operated, meaning the module power disconnect being turned on and the chassis engine running, then the things that are back here will be operational. So in order to get some light back here, you have a row of switches here, and so we have traditional labeling, which means that we have a switch here that says cot dome, which is going to be the street side interior of the vehicle. And then you have bench dome, which is going to be the curbside interior of the vehicle. And both of those have high and low intensity. And so that's high intensity, which gives you lots of light up in here. But if that wasn't enough lighting, we also have another set of LED lights. By the way, all of these lights are LED powered, which should give you more than enough light. With those lights, those interior lights on, the only other interior light to operate would be what we call the EMT light, which lights up the area right here above this action area. And so that's that light. So if I were to turn all the lights off and just had that light on, then you see that is intended to light up this area alone. So I'm going to keep the interior lighting on. The first switch here is your interior inverter switch. So when you turn this switch on, you're going to find that it will power up the interior outlets. So this switch right here, if you noticed, has turned on, and that noise that you're hearing right now is actually the CT scanner and its internal fans running. So you're going to have a little bit of interior noise while those fans are running on the CT scanner. But either way, if I turn this switch back off, then power gets cut off from all these interior outlets. Okay, so the generator is not running right now. So this switch, technically you can leave it on all the time, and there won't be any negative effect from that, because if the chassis is not running, then this won't be able to be technically on, even if the switch is in the on position. Over here we have a vent fan. I'm going to go ahead and turn the inverter off just to limit the noise. The next switch is your vent fan, and that is a high-low switch. And so you can turn that on and you can hear that vent fan. All right, that's on the high intensity, and then that is low intensity. Now the purpose of the vent fan switch is to be able to get air that's inside of here out of the truck. Sometimes you might have a patient that doesn't smell all that great, and you want to get rid of whatever smell that is. And so the whole intent behind having an exhaust fan or a vent fan is to be able to turn that vent fan off and be able to get the air pushed out of the unit. One thing that will help in that function, not only the vent fan, but they're over here, and if you can swing the camera over this way, there is a valve right here that you can pull out, and that is what's called a fresh air intake. So what that means is that air from the outside of the truck is going to be pulled in from the air conditioning system in order to help pull fresh air in and then push it out through the rear exhaust fan. So you don't have to use these features, but they're there in the event that you need them. The last switch that we haven't covered is the onboard aspirator or suction system. So that is this switch right here that turns that suction pump on. So this hose right here now has a vacuum on it, and then this right here is your vacuum gauge, and it has this knob which helps to regulate how much vacuum you want. So again, you turn the vacuum on here, and then you control the amount of vacuum through this regulator knob, and then the gauge here tells you how much actual vacuum you have. Alright, I'm going to cover the air conditioning under a separate video. So for now, that is the operation of the switch panel. The only other thing that I should cover is that you have a clock, a digital clock right here, and this digital clock not only tells you what time it is, but there is a 1-minute timer, and there is a 2-minute timer, and a 5-minute timer, as well as a 10-minute timer. And so if I hit start and I hit 1 minute, then it will count down from 1 minute to 0, and then it'll be a little alarm that'll go off and tell you. Same thing with the 2-minute, 5-minute, and 10-minute times. Otherwise, it will just go back to being just a regular clock. And that may be because you may want to time medication dosage, or when you take vitals, or so on and so forth. It's just a way to remind you of doing something. So with that said, that's all I'm going to cover in this video.